Sunday, first Sunday in the church's year. That's why I'm wearing purple. We are at the beginning of the year, so we're going to be thinking about Adventy things. Before then, the news. Not included in the news is my hair. It's a tricky time. It's very cold, so I don't want to cut it, but it's getting very bushy, so I do need to cut it. What do? Answers on the back of a £50 note. The real news now. What's occurring? There is a plan available for what we're going to be trying to do over the next few weeks through the festive season. It's on the website, it's on social media, it's available in hard copy in the churches. Basically, private prayer around the parish in a month, always St David's on a Wednesday and various places at other times. Sunday the 6th of December, we're going to try communion in the church hall, socially distant, only 30 people allowed. So you need to tell us if you want to come along to that, and we can put you on the list. It's the best place, we think, for trying communion, all together. I know it's a bit harsh having to book in, but if we break the rules, it becomes an illegal gathering, and then I get fined £1 billion and taken off to jail for 100 years. So we've got to do it by the rules, unfortunately. Secondly, ministry areas. We had the annual vestry meetings and subsequent PCC meetings for both parishes back last week. We had them face-to-face, and I wanted them face-to-face because I wanted to talk one-on-one with people, with the church committee, about ministry areas. All parishes need to group into larger areas by the end of 2021. That is the diocesan designated timescale. So I'm in talks with Reverend Suzanne from Aberkenfig, Reverend Julian from the Ogmore Valley, and Reverend Roger in Garrow, and we're going to try and come together as a sort of just above the M4 group. We've had a few chats, and it feels like God is in this. So what it'll mean is over the next year or two, we will become part of something bigger. But myself and Reverend Glenda will, primarily still be your priests, and we'll still be looking after our three churches here, even though we're part of that bigger area. After sort of the initial setting up of the area, there'll be more sharing going on, such as the breadth of what we do here, though. I think a lot of the initial stuff is going to be us sharing ideas that have worked for us that maybe people can have a go at in the other places. So a ministry area, we're going to be part of a ministry area. It is changing the way that churches, parishes are organised. It's a real change. It's going to be very interesting. And thirdly, Zoom coffee. It looks like we're not going to be able to have social gatherings for a good old while, so we're going to keep going with Zoom coffee. We've gone to 4 o'clock on Wednesdays, so this week, the 2nd of December, we'll have a coffee, we'll sit down, we'll have a chat, we'll have a pray, some time together, albeit electronic, but everybody's welcome. Contact me, and I'll tell you what the access code is, and you can come along. And if you need practice to use this technology, to sort of get access to the podcasts or the online services, to set this Zoom program up so you can interact with us having a coffee, then let us know. Myself and Reverend Glenda will do sort of a one-on-one session with you. We had to learn how to do this, and so we understand that it might be sort of tricky, but we'll be there to help you. Me and Glenda, as well as that, you can ring us up at any time. If you're just feeling a bit low, or you're just feeling in an annoying mood and you want to have a chat with us, let us know. We'll come and stand and chat to you across the garden wall, or you can send us an email, or you can ring us up, or just do get in contact. We are apart, but we're not apart. We can't see each other, but we can communicate with each other. So let us know. Let us know. And the text of sort of the message that I or Reverend Glenda gives out every week. If you want that, okay, Judy, get in contact with Judy. She will print out and she will distribute every single Sunday that message. So if you can't get a grip of technology, if it's just too much, you can still get the message. You can still feel part of the thoughts that we are sharing week on week on week. So ask Judy, she'll set you up. Don't worry about that at all. Today, the Bible reading is a little bit of Mark's Gospel, and we've got a lovely northern lass to read for us. Here we go.
Today's reading is from Mark, chapter 13, verses 24 to 37. Following those hard times, sun will fade out, moon cloud over, stars fall out of the sky, cosmic powers tremble. And then you'll see the Son of Man enter in grand style, his arrival filling the sky. No one will miss it. He'll dispatch the angels. They will pull in the chosen from the four winds, from pole to pole. Take a lesson from the fig tree. From the moment you notice its buds form, the merest hint of green, you know summer's just around the corner. And so it is with you. When you see all those things, you know he is at the door. Don't take it lightly. I'm not just saying this for some future generation, but for this one, too. These things will happen. Sky and earth will wear out. My words won't wear out. But the exact day and hour, no one knows that. Not even heaven's angels. Not even the Son. Only the Father. So keep a sharp lookout, for you don't know the timetable. It's like a man who takes a trip, leaving home and putting his servants in charge, each assigned a task, and commanding the gatekeeper to stand watch. So stay at your post watching. You have no idea when the homeowner is returning, whether evening, midnight, cockcrow, or morning. You don't want him showing up unannounced, with you asleep on the job. I say to you, and I'm saying it to all, stay at your post, keep watch. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Thanks for that, Marion. Here's my thought for this Advent Sunday, this new year in the life of the church. Now, Mrs. Jarvis, my English teacher, always used to say, when you're writing an essay, you need a beginning, a middle, and an end. And in a similar way, the joke goes that all Anglican sermons must have 3 points. Less than 3, you're a failure as a preacher. More than 3, and you'll start to confuse people. If you're clever, you can get your sermons 3 points to begin with the same letter to help people to remember things. Advent in an Anglican church is fantastic for many reasons, including the fact you can do a 3-point same sermon because Advent is all about purple, Advent is all about Perusia, Advent is all about preparation. Some of you will have heard me say this message before, but I just thought it's time for a recap in light of current world events. Let's start with purple. It's the colour of the church linen for this season. It's a royal colour, purple, because in the past the dye was the most expensive. And Jesus, who we ponder about at this time of year, is a king. Remember I was talking about last week? Christ the King? Yeah. Purple. Next we have Perusia. That's a Greek word that you know the meaning of. It means Advent, to come. It's from the Latin ad venire, if you were in grammar school. It's a word that is used to describe when a king comes or returns on a royal visit, something that's planned. So the birth of Jesus, that's a Perusia. The king comes. When Jesus returns, the second coming, that will be a Perusia too. And thirdly, we have preparation. In the Anglican calendar, we have 4 Sundays before Christmas to prepare and get things in context. Prepare for what? To do Christmas shopping, to write Christmas cards, to give ourselves a yearly audit. Think of it like this. Imagine a bookshelf on which there aren't any books, but there's a bookend on each side. And we're a bit like a mouse or some other little animal travelling between the two bookends. We know that Jesus the King has visited us once in person. That's the first bookend, the birth of Jesus. And that he promised that he would come again. That's what we got in the gospel reading. And that we would have a vague idea, but no specific date of when he would return to us. That's the second bookend. So putting all of these P's together, in the Anglican world, we have a time every year where we use purple and we prepare ourselves for the future parousia, Jesus' second coming, by looking at the past parousia, Jesus born as a baby, Christmas time. We remind ourselves we're between the two bookends. That is what the world is. It's not just going on forever, it's between the two parousias, the two bookends. So, what do we do with that? Well, purple. We're in a thinking season. Purple colour in the church means thinky, green is ordinary time, white is festival time, red reminds us of power and blood. Seasons come and go, so we're in a purple, thinky season. Have a think. Have a think. Parousia. It may look like the world is in a mess and that God has gone on holiday. That is not the case. At the exact time Jesus was born into the world, at the exact time he will come again, nothing, not even COVID-19, can stop that. He knows all that is going on. And preparation. Live like you are passing through. Live life like you are waiting to go home. Enjoy the world, but don't get trapped in its trappings. Turn the other cheek, bury the hatchet, go the extra mile, and let it go. Preparation. So, today, PPP, it's Advent, everybody. Some questions that might help that to sink in, if you didn't get the message. Number 1 of 4. Do you have a favourite season? The different seasons that we've got in the world. Do you have a favourite season? You could think of that as spring, summer, autumn, winter. You could think of that as sort of, other sort of seasons, because life has seasons as well. Got a favourite season that you would say, oh, it's my favourite season. Number 2, do you have a favourite church season? Again, there's lots of seasons in the church. There's harvest, Christmas, Easter, Pentecost. Do you have a favourite church season that you like? Seasons are part of, being a human being. Number 3, do you find Jesus' words in the gospel today tough? Bang, this is what Jesus says. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Do you find Jesus' words in the gospel today about his second coming, do you find that tough to hear? And number 4, does it comfort you to know that Jesus is returning one day? No matter what people say about Christianity, no matter what people say, that there is no God or anything like that, or the world is going to roll on, does it comfort you to know that Jesus is returning one day? One of my favourite hymns at this time of year is O Come Emmanuel. I just love the line that reads, and ransom captive Israel. You could have a million sermons on that line. It sums up God's heart for his children. He wants us to be free and released. That's the one that you're going to listen to in a minute. O come Emmanuel. A prayer for today. Let me give you the prayer. Close your eyes, rest, and hear these words. Dear God, thank you that you are in charge, and that in the same way as you sent Jesus into the world once before, you will send him again when the time is right to complete all things. Help us to use this season of Advent to make sure that we are ready for him when he arrives. Amen. Advent, everybody. Time of purple, preparation, perusia. We're getting ready for the countdown to Christmas. It's going to be a different Christmas this year to what we've had before, but it will still be Christmas. So, whether I see you in person, because you wandered into one of the churches, whether I sort of see you virtually through a Zoom coffee or something like that, or chat to you on the telephone, or as we're passing in the street, you keep safe. You keep safe. And I'll see you soon.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. That mourns in lowly exile here, until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou rod of Jesse free, thine own from Satan's tyranny. From depths of hell thy people sing, and give them victory o'er the grave. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Thou day spring from on high, and cheer us by thy drawing nigh. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou Key of David, come and open wide our heavenly room. Make safe the way that leads on high, and close a path to rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. to thy tribes on Sinai's height. In ancient times didst give the law in cloud and majesty and awe. Rejoice.